the WNBA, in this moment, they're in the middle of collective bargaining agreement negotiations. That's where their contracts can get resorted, where the league has new financial obligations. It's a whole thing. Now, in the midst of them trying to prove a point for All-Star Game, they all decided that it would make sense, and it was a smart business move, to show up to the All-Star Game wearing shirts that said, quote, "Pay us what you owe us." Here's the thing. The league has never turned a profit since the year it was founded in I think it was 97?
92?
It was in the
90s.
90s. It was in the 90s. They're still losing close to $50 million each year. They are subsidized by the NBA. So there's one thing. I mean, yes, the league, to Dave Portnoy's point, because Dave Portnoy is a very smart guy, and I do respect the things he has to say. I do agree. The league is hotter than ever. There's a lot of momentum behind them. A lot more people are paying attention than they used to, and they are making peanuts. I mean, it is devastating, the salaries that these women are making. It's embarrassing, in fact, especially when you consider what their male counterparts are making. Now, in no way am I saying they should make anywhere close to the men. I do think their salaries should be raised. I think making $70,000 a year is you can barely afford to support yourself. Are they getting endorsements and other contract deals that they can use to support their lives? Yes, Angel Reese is making shit tons of money. Caitlin Clark, and there's plenty others that are making nearly as much, but still making a good amount. But they also are delusional in the sense that where's the money going to come from at this point? Because they're not making money in the league right now.
We all know this, right? And they know this, that if they were paid what they made for the league, they would all owe money. They would all owe almost 3 times their salary. So, and I don't agree with you. They are making above the average income in America. And I know it sounds unlivable in New York City, but the average person in New York City is also earning around $70K, and they might have a skill set, which is basketball, but what is that skill set worth? Apparently, there aren't enough fans. This is just basic supply and demand. I'm a capitalist. I think they owe money, and so they should zip their mouths. And like you said, they could get endorsement deals if they're good, if there's a celebrity nature to them, but you don't even have to be the best player in the league to get attention. You could get deals just because people like following who you are.
Absolutely.
So I actually think for a lot of them, the WNBA gives them a platform they otherwise wouldn't have. You know what they could also do? They could go play in Europe. They could go play in other leagues and try to get paid more.
Well, we saw what happened when Brittany Griner went to go play in Europe. So
that's not because she went to play in Europe. It's because
because she lacks brain cells.
Yes. Yeah, the biggest trade in WNBA history is for a really, really dangerous arms dealer.
Okay, so yes, I also think that to show up to the WNBA All-Star Game with shirts saying "Pay us what you owe us" also just embodies the whole persona of the WNBA. They're just crybabies.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're women.
Caitlin Clark, though, apparently, we have been made aware, had nothing to do with the shirts. And in fact, what really, really, really dissuades me from wanting to be a WNBA fan, I'll be honest, I don't think the WNBA is fun to watch. I used to call it felt to me like watching women play basketball underwater, and I still stand by that. I'm sorry. I am all about supporting women's sports. I just do not think the WNBA is entertaining at all.
This drama, this is what is entertaining about the WNBA.
Also, absolutely. And I mean, to that end, they should keep it up. But also, the hate on Caitlin Clark is just so completely old. Kelsey Plum, she's a pretty big name in the WNBA. She had this to say after the All-Star Game as it pertained to the "Pay us what you owe us" shirts.
The T-shirt, just United Front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
that really needed to be mentioned.
So basically, she comes right out and says, yeah, we all decided this morning to wear the shirts, but nobody from Team Caitlin Clark had anything to do with it. Why in the world is that something you would ever bring up? Tell me what the purpose of calling out Caitlin Clark in that moment was. I'll tell you what the purpose was. She knew if she dropped Caitlin Clark's name, that would become a viral moment. She knew she would start making headlines. If she didn't, no one would have gave a shit who came up with the shirt, when they came up with the shirt. But she knew the second she dropped Caitlin Clark's name in that presser, all of a sudden that was going to be picked up by all of the news outlets. It was going to be circulated on social media. And that is the whole point here. That is why everybody hates on Caitlin Clark. They have, honestly, I feel like they've created this, maybe, I don't know, maybe they actually hate her, or maybe they're just doing it for clicks. But that's the reason they foul her. The reason that they treat her like shit is because they know if they do, they're only going to elevate their own brand, but for all of the worst reasons. It's really sickening.
It was so catty. And it's like no one asked. It's not like a reporter
Nobody
had
asked. Nobody
did
asked.
Caitlin Clark, was she part of the decision? And I love how if you look at her body language experts would have a lot to say about it, because her side smile of like, and well, like
Ew.
no one from Team Clark had anything to do with it. Just shoving her in front of the bus for absolutely no. I mean, Caitlin Clark is actually living in prison conditions. And the whole thing was so petty.